Hi, Dr. David Schiller here. We're going to continue our discussion of fibromyalgia and talk to you a little bit about some of the more recent research instead of the research that was done 20 years ago. And I was just perusing on PubMed and found in the Journal of Neuroimmunology from January 2012 the fact that there was evidence of central nervous system inflammation. In other words, they looked at the cerebral spinal fluid of some patients and found that they had these inflammatory markers present in there. So we know that the fibromyalgia, although there are no gold standard type of tests to do to really figure out does this person have fibromyalgia, and going by the old criteria of way back when all right, do you have 11 of these 18 tender spots? That's real old way. And when they've looked at doctors that were even following those patterns years ago, they weren't even doing that. They were basically looking at the person and determining through their opinion, all right, they have pain, they're tired, they're complaining a lot, so they would say, well, maybe you have fibromyalgia. And the idea is many doctors, whether they be mainstream medical doctors, mainstream or alternative medical doctors, or other chiropractors or acupuncturists or naturopathic physicians, all of them at one point or another during the time they're with that patient are determining, well, is it in that person's head? Are they just depressed or worried about things? Are they anxious? Do they have any previous trauma in their life that caused this thing? But certainly there are different ways of looking at it, and we know now that it is a central nervous system problem. There's lots of inflammation in the brain that can occur, which can cause the brain fog. General inflammation over the body, which can cause the pain. The inflammation can cause the sleep disorders, and those are the main three things. There's, do you have widespread pain? Do you have sleep disorder? And do you have fatigue? And they're all interrelated, interdependent upon each other. They can all influence each other. And you really need to find a practitioner that understands that the brain is involved. It is a neurological issue. There's lots of inflammation in the body. And just know when the inflammation starts getting into the brain that it can start to centrally sensitize that body to pain. That when the inflammation gets into the brain, it can start to cause the brain fog and cause other deterioration in the brain. And you understand that you need to start to slow that down. So is the fibromyalgia related to autoimmune conditions? Is it related to thyroid problems? Is it related to digestive issues? You need to find out through a proper evaluation the entire situation in the body, and not just be categorized into fibromyalgia because you have fatigue and you hurt all over and maybe you're depressed. They start giving you antidepressants, or they might start giving you Lyrica. These are the things that just treat symptoms and don't really go after the cause of the problem. And that's why the average person coming to my office that has had fibromyalgia, they have had it for decades. And they've been on, from one doctor to the next, they've been on different medications. And for sure, they've been on many, many different medications. And they're just trying new things. And the typical fibromyalgia patient is frustrated. And I get that. So whoever you're going to work with, please find someone who understands to look at the whole body, to look at the situation in the immune system, to look at the situation in the endocrine system, to look at the situation how your body deals with inflammation through the adrenal system, to look at the thyroid, to look at the digestive process, to look at whether you have infections that can cause inflammation like parasitic infections or H. pylori, or do you have overgrowths of yeast. You need to look at everything. So you need to find someone who understands the latest research so that you can get to the goal of feeling better finally. So I hope this helps. Look for my other posts on this topic, and I look forward to seeing you in the future, and make it a great day.